신다 파샤네 가져야지 아주 뒤에지 가져야지 세비주다 이전에 미지기 측세하고 지당이 아주 뒤에 배주다 책들에捐的 미세지 최시야 정해 뒤에서에 가지고捐다捐되는 간사는 엄마 그래야 얘는 계시 카드입시다요. 계시 저 유행에서 계시에 지금 뭐 저래 카드입시다요. 유사네 카드다 채 나 지금 가지고 진짜 쓰는 차 근데 뒤주지야 내사예요. 계시에 좀 카드 위에 무슨 짜스 내사야의 짜스 내가요 听起来这些看不起用钱那个人生要其实了就这些看不着我都大家说这些边做了些别人也做了暂时的不需要那暂时的我们这些那对了这些人这个东西那咱也意思了呢或那咱呀 내사의 유산, 내사야네, 내사야 유산, 근데 무슨 가져야지. 곧 내사한테 예를 껍질이야. 근데 내사한테 아마 지었다, 아마 내 모습을 아마 누구죠? 아마 이게 누군데, 더 저의 껍질이야. 나가지야, 무지. 나가도 지어야 이 유산은 매일 무지 주지. 근데 아 뭐지? 나는 네 멋이 지리 아주 좋아. 지리자다디 미도지 마다스 요쇼스로. 나디 그에 나와도 코 나와는 완전. 유제 기시에요. 코 나와는 완전. 내가 멋이 지리 유야도 많이 좋아. 제가 자샤로 치스. 아주 슬라레스. 제가 아니 멋이 지리 요새아디 他就有一错一个就是这样嘛，的确是嘛，就他说就资金里面的就层面那下个接的要，就是嘞就跟那都是这些，现在年的错些的都这样，这个跟嘛不都一样死的，那个地方不要打钱，但俺就他说就错就接连钱，哦，他说俺就给这些的账明，俺就也就我想的。 准备说钱，比如去错商业格度错吧，就写钱，我就比如舆论钱，这就钱的啦。
So, in terms of virtuous and non-virtuous activities and outlook, the fundamental nature of things, the way they manifest, is virtuous. And if the fundamental nature of things is fixed, virtuous, and non-virtuous, then what is good or virtuous will always remain virtuous. What is bad and non-virtuous, unwholesome will always remain non-virtuous and unwholesome. And so that is not true. So that is the basis of what I'm talking about. That the fundamental nature of world or things as they manifest is good, is free of harm in that sense, is good. But when we indulge in fabrications, we have a tendency to make what is good, what is wholesome, unwholesome. Therefore, the result of our outlook, negative outlook, firing back on us in unwholesome experiences. What I want you to know is that what I'm sharing with you is based on my personal feelings. based on my personal experiences. So in that way, that I'm not particularly focusing on the correctness of terminologies, terms, or for that matter, the fine point of the meaning. And so it is possible that both in just from nitpicking point of view, both in meaning as well as especially in words, it may appear wrong. Because if we are in another context, talking in another context, from the point of view of dialectical debate, like Dharma debate, then you have to think about each word, the meaning and the term, and the relationship between the term and the meaning. And so, before you say one word, utter one word, you might have to first take a deep breath and then say the word, and make sure the word and the meaning are not in conflict with each other, because the other person is there to get on your case, so to speak. And so, in that way, like in Tibet, many of the learned scholars, the geshes, are very good, very articulate in pointing out the subtlest mistakes, the nuances, the terms, to the point that what we use, what we might call colloquial terminologies, that's the language we normally talking to each other. Even those can be used to point the faults within those. We should be talking in a way that we normally talk, because it is rooted in some fault, some limitation, and so forth. It's either the meaning is wrong or the term is wrong. So in this way, even to the point that in Tibet, like some of the scholars in the geshe were so articulate, it was a cause of nuisance for others who are not likewise, who are not so. So in Tibet, since there are no guest houses or whatever like that, people used to go and ask if you could stay at somebody's home and be there, that if they could be your host and put you up for whatever days and nights. And so it got to the point where this geshe is coming and they take it over the conversation, and so articulate and so pinpointed in their term. So when somebody comes and stop by and say, could you offer me shelter? The question would be first, are you a geshe? And then, so the story is that one geshe, and when he was going around and needed a place to stay, and he knew this quite a bit, so when he was asked by the host, said, are you a geshe? He said, absolutely no. I don't even know the head or tail of debating. No. And just for me, it's like totally unknown. And so, then the family, they gave shelter. And the owner of the place, the house, the hostess, and she happened to go out, and there she, wherever she was walking, she saw an insect, and she happened to pick it up and tell her daughter, and saying the words, telling her daughter, put this somewhere, take this somewhere where we wouldn't die. And so the geshe was tickled by it, having the habit of debating and all of that, the use of the words. So the geshe was tickled by it. And he couldn't help but tell his hostess, if you can take somebody where, it wouldn't die, find me such a place too. And sort of like playing with the words in that sense, but in a way, nitpicking. So here, that's not our concern. We are not in a debate situation to prove how technically correct we are, or how theologically correct way. But from my point of view, I'm here to share that I have this feeling that actually we are together and in some sense we know each other. But at least we are here to know each other more. And in that, within the context of that feeling, I share things based on the feelings as opposed to how technically, how literally and terminologically the correct and precise things should be. So, personally also I take this as a very good opportunity for myself. Normally under the circumstances that I am, I don't have so many to talk to. So that I look up at the sky and open my mouth and talk up towards the sky, or look down to the ground and talk to the ground, this and that and so on. And, so in this way, talking to myself, basically. Constantly talking to myself. And here, that neither do I have to look up and open my mouth and talk up to the sky or down to the earth. Here, you are all here gathered. So I have a chance to talk to all of you. Thank you very much. The time is also just beginning to say thank you. So maybe we need to break here.
We will now recite the dedication of merit. By this merit, may all attain omniscience, may it defeat the enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the oceans of samsara, may I free all beings. And now we will sing the song on the back of the sheet, Our World. World, it's on your land. We do our lives and then
生意嘅個咧，生意廣大派駐配與上咧，個咧我覺得話，可是點三句話，繼續是點嘛？可是你記的龍三句話，這是你講的。
Tomorrow when you come for the teaching evening, you bring the mantra text, the yellow book, And I think someone is going to give the long transmission, as it said in English.
Please rise.
Mame kute dambara chenje, nemu zungara chewara chi.